Well, what is up, everybody? Keith, aka Gator Guy 231, and the NBA is finally back. Feels like it was just gone, but the regular season and really where a lot of the NBA fun is now back. We are so very much looking forward to this at FSI. If this is your first time watching anything at FSI, thank you for tuning in. Sorry about the soccer background going on. Zoom would not let me upload my new NBA one in enough time. So we'll have that fixed by the next one. But we are very much talking about Tuesday's two-game slate. Really looking forward to this. All season long, we're going to have free preview videos for you. They are going to be intended to be first look. So they're either going to be taped the night before or the morning of the slate by both Keats and myself. So looking forward to the coverage. We're going to be going over kind of our top plays, trying to keep it in like the 10 to 12-minute window is our goal. If you want full coverage of, for the first time in FSI history, every single NBA slate this season, so all the turbos, all the expresses, tiers, anything on NBA, we will have you covered. There's some details to the premium subscriptions, or you can just keep watching the free content that we have. Make sure you hit the bottom right subscribe button to make sure you get those notifications. All right, let's jump into the games. Now, first off, yes, odds and totals very much will matter on a lot of the slates this season, especially the bigger ones. But we have two pretty square games, two similar totals. So I'm really focused on the plays themselves, where we have some underpriced, where we have some values to jam in. When we have Golden State, Brooklyn, the Clippers, and the Lakers, some of the most studs we will see all season on like a two-game slate this slate has. So let's start out at point guard. Look, I think obviously I can never argue against King James. But I think on this slate, Steph Curry is my favorite stud on the slate. We have no Draymond. We have no Klay Thompson. Andrew Wiggins is Andrew Wiggins. It's not Steph Curry. I think Steph Curry is going to come back in a huge way on night one. Remember, keep in mind in NBA, we're really looking for 5 times salary as like a minimum floor in cash. And to win GPP is looking for 6 to 7x upside. I think LeBron probably has a single better floor just because of all the stat categories that he adds. But Curry gives us huge GPP winning upside. I'm really curious what his ownership will be. But, he's actually the first point guard that I'm locking into a lot of my builds. I think Kyrie Irving is fine, 8,500. I think is efficient. We'll see how it looks. We haven't really seen Kyrie too much. Actually, we haven't seen him really at all with KD. Just the 2 preseason games. He looked great. I think 8,500 is almost just an efficient price. I think Steph Curry, in a month is going to be 10, 5, 11K. So I like the discount on him. I'll talk about LeBron a little bit more in small forward. After that, those 2 point guards really stand above. Dinwiddie's going to be starting, but we saw him in preseason. His usage is ways down. So 6,000, I'm not that interested. Schroeder may start, but similar to Dinwiddie, like, how much usage is going to be, or how many shots are going to be around? Even if Schroeder starts with LeBron and AD, like, his job is to get it to those guys. So I think both of those guys are fine, just not like top targets for me. Where I'm looking for, like, and Lou Williams, probably all these guys are actually better used at shooting guard. Let me do this. I'll actually do it by a guard. See, we're changing this on the fly, but actually I'll leave it at point guard. Sorry, I was just confusing myself. Pat Beverly is the guy that I wanted to talk about next at 4,400. I think he's a little underpriced. It'll be interesting to see how much he plays, but Pat Bev, we know, is a gamer. I think this is like the type of game that he really much wants to get up for. 4,400, again, we need about like 22, 23 DK for a solid cash game floor. I think Pat Beverly definitely does that. Do I think he's going to play 30 minutes? No. But do I think he has a good chance to get us 25 to 30 DK points? Yes. Especially for 4,400, I'm willing to accept it. Nothing else really I want at point guard. Wanamaker might interest some people. I just have played enough Brad Wanamaker on Celtics chalk nights that I don't necessarily want to go there now. All right, going over to shooting guard. Probably in the future, for forward, I'll just click the forward tab. But Paul George stands out at 7,800 as somebody being maybe a little bit underpriced. I think he and Kyrie have very, very similar projections in that like 40 to 50 range. You just happen to get a $700 discount on Paul George. So I think he's going to be very popular because of the price tag. I don't think it's like a huge discount. I don't think he's like 1,000 underpriced. Maybe like he should be like 82 to 8,500, but I think he'll be popular. I think he's very much like a decision point on the slate. Are you going to be playing like a Paul George or Kyrie, or are you going to be doing – I think you can easily get 3 studs on this slate. So, my first one's going to be Steph Curry. I think my second one's going to be Anthony Davis. And I think the big decision on the slate is going to be, do you play LeBron? Do you play Kawhi? Do you play KD? Do you play Kyrie? Or you play Paul George? And obviously, they're all at different tiers. So, it's going to be a lot of 2v2ing. Do you want LeBron plus, 5K player, Joe Harris or Serge Ibaka? Or do you want to do like Paul George plus Andrew Wiggins? I think that will decide a lot of money on this slate. Chris LeVert is most likely going to be coming off the bench. I think he's fine. Again, though, it's just like so much usage is going to be hogged by KD and Kyrie. I just don't know how much left for Chris LeVert. Probably not what I want to do is spend up for 6,500 for him and like some of his past usages. I'll probably wait. Andrew Wiggins, I skipped over. He's probably going to be the 2. I don't know if it's going to be Oubre or Wiggins really kind of playing second fiddle to Curry, or if it's just going to be a lot of like it's Curry's show and you're just going to see like guys alternating. Is it going to be Paschal? Is it going to be Oubre? Is it going to be Wiggins? Is Marquise Chris going to show up? All these guys. So I think Wiggins is efficient at 7,000. He's in one of the 2v2s I'm looking at. It's like Paul George and Andrew Wiggins, or am I going to go like LeBron and like 5K level player? So, probably going to play both, obviously. But, which one will be in cash is another decision. Lou Williams is always fine. He's been on the slowly on the decline. I think 5,400 is efficient. Don't love it. Joe Harris, I really do like at 4,800. He just had it was 11-shot game in the final preseason game. Obviously, if he gets hot from downtown, I think Kyrie and KD are both going to try to get him shots. He's kind of the third offensive force in that net starting lineup. They signed him to a huge deal too. I always think like if you follow the money, a lot of times you'll see what teams think of guys. So Joe Harris, sub 5K, good game environment. I really do like that play. KCP is probably going to find the bench from Schroeder is the rumor. So maybe this is a good time to get off of him. He might catch some ownership too. I guess I can talk about a small forward, but we'll just talk about now. Luke Canard just got the huge contract. We'll talk about with Montrezl Harrell too, who's pissed that he didn't get the Clippers money, but obviously that shows the Clippers really like Canard. So 3,600, I think he's one of the better values in the slate. There's a very good chance I'll find him in cash. There's a little uncertainty how much he's going to play, but he's better than Nick Batum. So and he does more DFS stuff for us too. So I think Canard will be fairly popular and a good play. All right, let's go to forward. Anthony Davis, in my opinion, even above LeBron James, I think has a higher ceiling. We saw him absolutely blow up final preseason game. It's a great matchup for the Clippers. They do not have a body that can guard him. Ibaka's going to struggle. Marcus Morris just got ruled out, who was probably the next best person to take advantage of him. Patrick Patterson looks like he's lost like 10 steps. So I just don't think there's anybody to guard AD. I think it could be an explosion spot. So I really like AD. Kevin Durant, probably not going to have like massive Kevin Durant minutes. Like we're not going to see 38 minutes. We're going to slowly bring him in. But obviously he's one of the most efficient players, not only in the NBA, but in DFS. I think he's elite play. Again, I just think he's too close to AD. Like for the extra 200, I'm going to play AD. Or, I'm going to save 200 to LeBron. So probably makes Durant a great GPP play. LeBron's LeBron. He could easily drop a triple-double. Obviously, he might see some Kawhi. I don't think they're going to, like, gas Kawhi. A mixture of Kawhi and maybe some Paul George. So it's not like the greatest matchup in the world. Both those guys are great perimeter defenders. But it's LeBron. He's sub 10K. If he doesn't get you 50 DK, you're just shocked. So, that's always a good place to start for floor. Great cash play. Talked about Wiggins. I kind of already talked about Oubre. I think it'll be really interesting to see his role. 6,700 is about near the top of what I want to pay for those guys. So, again, if I land on them, I'm fine, but I'm not like going out of my way to seek them. Kuzma 5,500 is kind of crazy. I just don't think it's a play. Montrezl Harrell, let's talk about this. I was going to do it at center, but Trez just saw the Luke Canard money. If you remember, he loved playing for the Clippers, loved playing with Lou Williams in the second unit. They did not re-sign him due to money. They decided to take that money and give it to Luke Canard. Trez is pissed. I think it's all going to depend like how many minutes he plays, but he is going to mash in those minutes, especially versus, I don't know if it's going to be like Zubac in the second unit or if it's like Ibaka. I just expect Trez to mash. So I think he's a really, really good GPP play. I don't think a lot of people are going to land on him. They're going to try to There's some different constructions, but like I mentioned, Joe Harris is down there. You have Serge Ibaka down there. All these guys that are starting. I think Trez could go a little underowned. So I really like that for GPP. Let's see if there's anybody else I really want to talk about. Nick Batum could start. I don't think Nick Batum's that good. I could be wrong. He looked terrible in Charlotte last year. Didn't look great during the preseason. So we'll see. I'd much rather, and I think that some of the chalk guys is going to be Eric Paschal. No Draymond Green. So likely Paschal is going to start. I think he's good. I think he's really good, actually. Was a stud. I think it was Villanova. Looked great in the preseason. Looked great at times last season, too. 3,800 is just a steal for a guy that's probably going to get 25, maybe 30 minutes. So I'm all over Paschal. Probably will be a core player for me. Yeah, I think that's about it at forward. Let's go over to center, which is also going to have one of the chalkiest values on the site. So Jordan and Allen, like, although it's a great matchup, I think they kind of cannibalize each other in terms of ceiling. They're both fine in terms of floor. Jordan's going to start, with his buddies, Kyrie and KD, who got him all the money. So I don't know how he should play more minutes than Allen. It's kind of crazy that he gets the discount, but I still don't know how much ceiling there is. He's going to get rebounds and clean up stuff, but I guess he's fine. I'd much rather play Serge Ibaka for 5,200. They signed him on pretty good money. Should be starting at center from all I've seen. We know Ibaka has great points per minute. Zubac should be off the bench. Revenge game for Zubac, so I think it's fine. Wiseman, they said they're going to be bringing him in cautiously because of all the COVID-19 that he just got through. So 4,900, I think it's a pass in his first career game. Gasol could start, but I think 4,700 is too high. I think you're going to be seeing him like JaVale McGee type of role where, JaVale McGee was like 3,500 by the end of the season. So I think that's a little too much. Marquise Chris should be the chalk of the slate. Likely is going to start with no Draymond. Chris's points per minutes are absolutely insane. Brooklyn struggles mightily at the power forward and center positions to defend them. Chris is super active, great for DFS, love the play. I think you really easily could go Eric Paschal and Marquise Chris together. Potentially that's how you're going to get like all three of those studs like I mentioned. Like I think for me it's Curry, it's AD, and then deciding, again, if I'm going to go LeBron, I'm going to go Kyrie, if I'm going to go KD, or if I can even drop a little bit more down to Paul George. It makes it a fun slate when you get to decide those type of players. Guys, I hope this helps. Like I said, next time, this background will be a basketball court. Really look for this season. Hope that you guys enjoy these videos. Make sure you give a like and a comment so we know what we can improve on and if these help you a lot. So once again, Keith, a.k.a. Gator Guy 231, good luck in your contest. Welcome back, NBA. And with that, I will say, see you.